Good morning, the news headlines today. Personal finance news. Boxing Day spending has been put at nearly £3 billion as millions of armchair bargain hunters join in the festive frenzy online. The High Street happily is also recording record sales, with Selfridges in London taking £1.5 million within an hour of opening yesterday, with tourists from China said to be the top spenders. More personal finance news. A lack of interest from young savers could spell the end for pensions, says the Centre for Policy Studies. Private pensions will not exist, they say, by 2050, as young people have no interest in saving money they cannot obtain for decades. Research also found that just 12% of people in their 20s and early 30s were paying into a pension, and a third of young people expected to retire on £30,000 a year. Business news. The British economy has failed to gain traction in 2012 after the north-south divide has widened between house prices, employment and fears over finances. Figures from the Centre for the Modern Family found that people living in the north were more likely to have struggled to cope financially in the past 12 months. Property news. Southend, or Southend, once charmingly called the armpit of England by actress Helen Mirren, tops the house price table league, with the biggest recorded rise in house prices this year, says the Halifax. All the 5 towns that topped the survey were within commuting distance from the capital, and the average selling price in the Essex seaside town rose by 14.8% to over £189,000 by the end of 2012. Recruitment news. More people in the retail sector have lost their jobs in the second half of 2012, says R3, which represents insolvency specialists. And British executives are increasingly in demand for temporary roles overseas, where apparently they can make £1,200 a day or more as corporate guns for hire, says a survey of 1,000 interim managers. And finally, the death of a legend. Thunderbirds has gone. Producer Gerry Anderson has died at the age of 83, and despite his success, which included Captain Scarlet and Joe 90, for those Thunderbird type fans, Anderson was said to have detested working with puppets and always wanted to make live action films instead. Those are the headlines today.